Graders, today we're looking at lesson 4-1 and it's called Add with Partial Sums. The idea behind what we're going to be working on for this lesson is we're going to take our tens and pull our tens out, and then we're going to pull our ones out, and we're going to add tens and then ones. It might sound like one of the strategies that we've already used. Does anybody know what that one is? Yes, break apart. So in a way, we're breaking this apart, but we're doing it in a little bit of a different way. So keep that in mind as we work through it. So on this first page, it asks us to use place value blocks to find 47 plus 22. And then we're going to draw a picture to show the work. So I'm going to get my pen working. Oh, let's do green. And I'm just going to draw a line that represents my tens block. So let's do 4 lines for 40 in 47, and I'm going to do 7 little dots for my ones blocks. I like to work in columns of 5 because it's easy to look at it, it's easy to count it when you're finished. Okay, so I have 40 and 7, and now I'm going to add 22, so I'm going to take 20, which is 2 tens blocks, and then just make 2 little ones over here. Okay, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to add all my tens. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens, which is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So I'm adding those tens, and I'm going to go back and add my ones. So we have 7 ones plus 2 equals 9 ones here. And if I add 60 plus 9, I have 69. And really what that's telling us from our original sums, our original add-ins, we'll say that. Our original add-ins, 47 plus 22 equals 69. So again, remember that what we're doing really is we're just taking all of our tens, we're pulling our tens out together, and then we're pulling our ones out, and we're adding those two new add-ins together to get our new sum. All right, okay, so let's go into the work, and I'm going to have you take a quick glance at the comic on the top because that's going to give you a really good idea of what we're doing. And look at the colors. The colors are going to help when you start thinking about how to do this. So we're finding 57 plus 28. We write it out as a stack, 57 plus 28. You can use place value blocks if you want to check your work. And the first thing we're doing is we're going to add those tens. And we have a little bit of an equation here over on the side. And what we've done is we've taken this 5 tens, and we know 5 tens is 50, so that's where that came from. And 2 tens, which we know is 20. And we are adding our tens first. Okay? And this represents what we just saw in the last box. So the second step is we're going to take our 7 ones and our 8 ones, and we're going to put that little equation on the side, and we're going to add those together. So 7 plus 8 equals 15. And then the last step is we're going to add 5 ones and 8 tens. All right? Go on down here, and it asks how can you use partial sums being pulling the tens and the ones apart, to add 23 plus 8. And then our explanation on that is just what I just said. Okay, so let's write that down. How do we use those partial sums? We use, let's say we pull, we can't say take apart. Actually, that's a really good way to think about it because that's what we have actually already learned. So we take apart the tens and the ones and add those as separate add-ins to get our sum. Okay, so we're partial sums. We're taking the sums of the tens and the sums of the ones, and we're adding them together. And that's exactly what they've done over here in this example. So 24 plus 13. Let's look at it again. We have taken this these two tens at 20, this one 10 at 10, and we've taken all the tens in the first equation, and we've reached the sum of 30. And now we're going to work on the 1. So we've moved the 1s for both of the addends over to the side, add them together, creating another sum, and then what we do is we add these sums together. So get my pen working again, and we have 7 1s and 3 10s, and that's how we know that 24 plus 13 equals 37. Okay, in this instance, we've taken the 6 10s to make 60. There are no 10s in this addend, so we actually just put that 0 there. So we're going to have 60 10s, and how many 1s? We have 8 and 7. So when we add those 1s together, we have a total of 15. 5 1s, 7 10s. So 68 plus 7 equals 75. Again, if you need to use place value blocks, you can do that. You can just draw a line for your tens block and draw a dot for your ones blocks, and that's a quick and easy way to make those. I know that you don't have a lot of them, but you should be able to use some of the ones that you have if you want to do that. All right, let's work through one of these together. And then I'm going to send you on your own to try. We'll do the first 3 together and then try the rest of them and see what see how it happens. Let me know if you're having trouble with it or if you're doing great with it. So let me know. Check in with me on that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to add these guys together. Since we're green today, we're going green. All right. Tens first. So we're going to pull those tens out. 3 tens is 30, and 2 tens is 20, and we know that 30 plus 20 equals 50. Use those hundreds charts if you need. Use those number lines, whatever you need to use in order to figure out what the add-ins are together. Okay, so then we're going to pull our ones. 4 and 5 ones equal 9 ones. Caution here, make sure you're putting these ones in the right column. Don't put your ones in the tens column because that's going to make your sum incorrect. So 34 plus 25 equals 59. Okay, all right, try this one. Stop the video.